nothing crazy for the next few overs. They're scoring along okay. They don't want to lose another wicket within the next 3 or 4 overs. That's probably the prime concern. If they can go into the back 10 with still 7 wickets in hand, and they've put themselves in a decent shape. We've seen some big scores on this ground. It was a 380 the other day, I believe. 390, some absurd level of scoring in a 20-over match.
Funny thing about that was the day before there was a score of 325, and we thought, wow, this will stand up for a while.
And then broken the next day.
Less than 24 hours.
So Jammin comes, he's on strike. And a short delivery. Oh, could it be no? Beautiful.
Oh, my.
He's caught.
You gotta be kidding me.
He definitely got a bit of bat or glove on that one. It would have been a bouncer. It should count as a bouncer for the over. Probably the right choice of shot. Although if he'd let it go, it would have been a wide, I imagine.
There's no reason to play that. Absolutely no reason to play that.
Well, no, if
you're going to get bat on there, go all the way.
He flinched.
Yeah, that's...
It looks like he flinched at it. If he got a good chunk of bat, that would have flown off for 4, so that's what they're looking at. And he knew it straight away. He was just hoping maybe that the umpire Luckmal was holding his ground, but definitely flicked either bat or glove on the way through to the keeper. And can we see a hat trick, do you think?
It's definitely a possibility, but if I think who's coming out, is that Sohail Khan? Or is that Kabir? We'll find out here shortly, but why not? The United 11's got all the luck on their side right now.
They seem to be going a couple of great catches. We've seen 2 great catches in a row. That was an excellent wicketkeeper catch.
Absolutely.
Flying down the leg side.
And I don't want to mask it by saying luck. What I will say is hard work, really good stuff. At the same time, just you got to have Lady Luck's got to be on your side here and there.
Well, yeah, and you just making the most of your opportunities, even a half opportunity. You can convert a half opportunity. I'd say with that previous running catch we saw, if he had missed that, no one would have been shocked if he had dropped that one because it was such a hard opportunity. The fact he was able to pouch that one, and then that one, an excellent flying keeper catch down the leg side. Excellent work. So
Absolutely.
Now we see the Baba brothers in a little bit of strife, and United 11 definitely with their noses in front. Nonetheless, we have Kenal Lewis at the crease. And he's on the non-striker's end right now. But as long as he's there, Baba Brothers are certainly in with a shake of racking up a decent score. But it is the final. 2 good teams coming together at a culmination of a big weekend of cricket. How many matches? There was a bunch of matches played Friday and Saturday. I don't know the grand total.
Everything is a blur at this point in time for me, Julian. Everything is a big 4th of July weekend blur. It's just a white ball is all I ever see now.
Usually for many other people celebrating around the country, it's a blur, but for a different reason. In your case, it was just a lot of cricket compacted into 4 days. And despite the rain shower we had earlier, we have great conditions for the final. The pitch looks like a bit of moisture crept under the pitch covers, but it looks like it's dried out sufficiently now. Skandar to finish the over. Firmly driven, straight to the man at point. No run. Oh, still a ball to go.
No hat trick in this one.
No, that's why we missed the hat trick ball. My apologies. I was talking over that. But
nonetheless, it's a great over. Anytime you can take back-to-back wickets,
absolutely,
absolutely breaks the momentum.
He's on track for a maiden as well, so I may have just jinxed him. Let's find out.
If this goes for a 6, Julian.
No, just tickled around the leg side. They may find 2 in this one. Yeah, managed to keep it away from the fielder who was out in the deep behind square. Come back for 2, but at the end of 6, it's 44 for 4. Well, it's not the end of 6. Things must be a blur for me as well. Still 1 ball to come.
No worries.
Now it's the end of 6. That may be a wide. Yes, it is. So we still haven't reached the end of 6. I spoke too soon and I jinxed him. 45 for 4 right now.
So, Julian, not only did you jinx him on the maiden, but now you gave him an extra bye.
Well, that was his fault. I'm not taking blame for that one. He heard me. He heard me say it was the end of the over. He was a bit frustrated. I guess we should throw it out there to people watching on Facebook Live, the old prediction factor.
Oh, just gets out there. If there's a short man in play, if there was, it would have been easily done. But nonetheless,
there's a couple of big men at the crease, but no short men around. Now the end of 6. 46 for 4. With Kanar Lewis on 20 and Kabir on 3 off thrust 3.
And we'll have you a moment. I want to thank all of our sponsors, Studio 7, CAD Engineering LLC, Sabri Nihari, who, by the way, is sponsoring the dinner here tonight. So come on down if you're in the area. And then, of course, 9 Sports as well. So just a great partnership. Can't do it without these fine sponsors of ours. Or else...
of course, a shout out to Crick Clubs and all the Crick Clubs production crew. Umer, the genius. Crick Club's genius. There we see Tariq from Casso Cricket League, and also hats off to representatives from the Bolingbroke Cricket League here. The cooperation between 2 leagues, as well as the primary factor one, Mr. Hassan Dastir, for helping put all this together.
Absolutely. Without him and his team, this doesn't happen. And hopefully we are able to bring a great final here as we start to hear some thunder in the area.
Might be behind us. The clouds coming towards us look reasonably non-rain-like. A bit cloudy, but no rain threatening at the moment. Breeze has picked up a touch. Might make it a little bit more awkward for the batters. And we have coming into bowl from the southern end. Looks like it's going to be Pradeep Bisht again. No, it's not.
It's a good delivery by Pradeep, who's been excellent. He was in the semifinal, just taking wickets left and right. It was very good. So let's see what they're able to do here. And for United 11, just their bowling has been very good. Their hitting has been excellent. Just overall good work.
Nice delivery from Pradeep, just a little bit outside the off stump. Almost Yorker length, driven firmly to the man at deep cover. Easy single that brings Kanar Lewis on strike. Babar brothers are hoping to win big money with Kanar. And just a little pause in the action right now as they adjust the field. Pradeep not happy with the ball, throwing it to umpire Mushir Laliwala. Mushir's just checking it out. And I'm assuming he may just toss it back to him and find out what's going on. We have a little bit of weather rumbling around us. Again, it doesn't look like there's anything directly coming across the ground. And you have Captain Ravinder come in to check it out. And as I suspected, Mushir just chucks it back to Pradeep and says, "Get on with it, mate." A little bit of swing on that one, in swing, chopped away, and that looks like it's run away all the way to the boundary for 4 runs. Didn't seem to be a lot on that one. A little bit of in swing, just driven firmly and uppishly, but Kanar is a big, strong lad, and certainly was able to connect reasonably, or well enough to take it across the boundary, and that is now 50 has been achieved by the Babar brothers.
Been a very slow, methodical way to get to 50 at this point in time.
Yes, well, taking a few wickets or losing a few wickets from their perspective, taking them back somewhat.
Kanar showing quite a bit of restraint there, just for a man who's been able to come into this tournament and just go all out for the majority of the time. realizes the importance of him staying there for as long
Typically,
as possible.
exactly. Typically, he hasn't been there when 4 early wickets have fallen. So.
There you see Hassan Dastagir, who's been crucial in getting all this together. See all of our Zohad Hussain, who played for Midwest last night. There he is. There's that smile that
The
everybody's
organizer,
used to.
that's it. Some gentle in-swing on that one. Looks like Pradeep has maybe slowed down a touch, perhaps after a long tournament. May have just lost a touch of his pace. Looking a bit like a left-handed Ian Botham as he delivers the ball. Again, firmly struck, this time by Kabir. And another boundary. That brings us to the end of 7. Bubba Brothers 56 for 4, cruising along now at 8 runs per over. Again, we'll throw it out to you folks on Facebook Live for your prediction factor. Current run rate would suggest they're on track for 160, but I think considering some of the scores we've seen this weekend, that would not nearly be enough.
No, absolutely not. You've got to have upwards of 225 at the very least, in my opinion, to ensure there's a defendable score, right? Because we've seen, when you see 390s, when you see 325s, all that stuff is just, it's unheard of.
It is unheard of. That's some insane scoring going on this weekend. One double century, I believe, for an individual double century.
Yep, Sasho Malung, who's on the United 11. I think earlier in the game we just saw him over at Deep Square, but trying to see where he's at now. But yeah, there's that's not Sasho, but he's out there somewhere for the United 11. He's been absolutely phenomenal, just absolutely. Outside of 1 or 2 matches where he maybe didn't go as, I think we got a little spoiled seeing him in the first match. So the standard was set very, very high.
But some good clean hitting in general. And the T20 format, yes, good hitters. Occasionally they're going to have a failure, but that's the nature of the business. You've got a lineup full of clean hitters. You can afford one or two of them not to fire that particular match. Sikandar Gill continues again from the northern end. Drops that in short. Just a gentle medium pace. Not really too much threatening, but tapped away for a single. Nice return from the field. Had he been attempting to run somebody out, as it was, he was throwing it back to the keeper and just made life difficult for everybody, as well as umpire Mushi, who has to re-establish the castle there.
But a good throw. All the way from third man, just a rocket of an arm. Gets sent out. And you see it's starting to get a little overcast here, I think, around. But hopefully no more threatening weather coming our way. So you see Tristan giving a little bit of a signal there to Sikandar, tapping his head. Not sure exactly what that means, but I guess we'll find out.
Well, do we have the old sign reading conundrum as in Major League Baseball, where it's frowned upon to try reading the other team signs? Oh, good delivery. A little bit quicker and some sharp bounce generated. Sikandar is a relatively tall man. Has that natural advantage. Fairly lucky not to pick up the edge was Kabir.
Absolutely, and you see Sikandar putting that ball in his pocket. That's more to just dry the moisture off the ball than anything else, as the ground is still slightly damp.
We'd like to think hopefully he's got nothing inside that pocket.
Nothing of Cameron Bancroft-esque, let's just say.
No sandpaper. surprise. And we see them scamper through for a quick single.
So for all of you out on Facebook Live, take a look. Sharik, one of our commentators here along on the team. So for the fan engagement prediction ask, predict the score for the first innings. Closest prediction wins a signed Liberty Cup jersey from one of the international players in this final.
Well, there we go.
So how about that? Wait for you to get it in there and get yourself a signed jersey possibly. Why not? Hey. Good delivery again from Sikandar. Dot ball for Kanar. So just put the prediction, and we'll only give it's only one prediction per person, so you can't throw like 50 different things in there. So
Watching it like a hawk.
so they are watching it. So Rahim Rabbani, Rahim, you're sitting right next to us, man. All right, Rahim.
But hang on. Ooh, that could be out. Plum,
yes,
LBW.
it's been given.
Oh, he's going for the review.
Okay, that's a player review.
We have player review.
We
I
have a
think
player
that might be
review.
Plum. The only thing you have to look for is whether he maybe got a touch of a bat on it.
So we've got the third umpire. So again, just keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, as the review comes in, whatever we see on our screen, that is what the third umpire is looking at. We are just trying to bring you some context as to what is going on. We do not make that final call. That is the umpires and umpires alone.
And of course, the on-field call has been given as out. So unless there's conclusive evidence to indicate otherwise, he'll remain out. And I think we're waiting for. I believe that Kenar is already of the opinion that he's likely out as he's walking off the field. But we are.
Getting a signed jersey for your prediction of this review.
What's that?
You're not getting a
No. What are you waiting for?
So waiting for the replay to come on up. So just hang tight with us as we're waiting for the third umpire to take a look at this as well.
Still awaiting the replay for umpires. Having a slight technical issue. Here we come.
So there you see the ball is pitching in line from what it looks like as we rock back and forth.
Definitely pitches in line and straightening up. So hits in line with leg.
Definitely in line. Is there
You can-
any bat involved on that one?
Very difficult to see, but
Ooh.
it does appear like.
That looks like, in my opinion, that looks like that's hitting the like stump.
Yeah.
We're waiting for the official confirmation, so we're just trying to bring you that. So we are just waiting on the final confirmation. And yes, there it is. It's been given. That is the out. So a review taken by Kanar, but third umpire says that is an out. The red light is shown, and Kanar Lewis must exit.
And all
stage
you
left.
fans at home there got to see the replay, the same replay that the third umpire was looking at. Definitely looked like it was hitting in line and going to take the stumps. The only question was really if he did get a little bit of bat on that. And of course, we don't have Snicko, but it really did not look like there was going to be any bat. So the vital wicket there.
That's a massive wicket, absolutely massive for the United 11.
And the Babar brothers now 5 for 58 after 8 overs. It's been an eventful 3 overs since I've come into the commentary box.
Yeah, you should stay here more often. That way I don't have to deal with Shark.
We do hear a little bit of rumble of thunder, but once again the clouds overhead coming directly across the ground don't seem to be containing too much in the way of rain. So I might be off and around circumventing the ground. Sounds like they may be just raining a little bit right now. Players are still on the field, obviously. Now we're going to start about to start the 9th over with some spin coming from the south end.
It looks like to be Shuttered Lumba, who has been a very key contributor for the United 11. As we see the rain continue to fall here at the BPL Stadium.
Not very heavy,
Enough
and
to
might be
continue to
even
play
softening up a bit. Good delivery to get things underway for this 9th over.
Nicely played by Kabir.
Just squeezed away out to point for a fairly comfortable single. Is Sharad.
See, we've got predictions coming in. Rahim Rabbani, 165. Karthik Raghu, 180. Amir Wasim at 135. And Mitch Johnson, 135.
Is that Mitchell Johnson?
I don't know. I was just about to ask you, is that your fellow countryman there?
Well, I'd like to think it is. If he's watching, that'd be great. If it is, shout out to you, Mitchell.
So, Mitch, you got 135 and then 133. So you got to pick one.
Western Australia. Mitchell Johnson played for Western Australia. And of course, vital left arm bowler for Australia during some of the classic Ashes series.
Fashioning the 70s mustache.
Oh yes, and certainly a throwback to the 70s, to the Dennis Lees, Rod Marsh with that fantastic mustache that he had in place. And it looks like the players are going off the field for the moment. Hopefully it's just a brief break. And it does appear that the rain may actually be softening as we speak.
So this is what we were a little bit afraid of with Mother Nature. Obviously, nothing that we can control. Seems like the players are still just hanging on as it seems like it's be stopping a little bit. So
Just
let's see.
signaling to the grounds crew
now
to
they
get
are
the field.
definitely walking off the field.
So things are interestingly poised here. I'd say the United 11 certainly got their nose in front at this stage. Hopefully just a brief rain break, and if a brief rain break, unlikely to lose any overs. Just pick up where we left off.
The other issue also now is you've got such good momentum if you're United 11. Like, you've got everything going for you right now. Does this give the Babar brothers just enough time to gather themselves and maybe just take a deep breath and say, okay,
Certainly not going to hurt.
I can't.
But
right?
then, as all batters know, coming out after a break, you have to get your concentration back. Ideally, you just only want to take maybe a ball or two to get your eye back in, but that can certainly throw things off. There's also the factor of, from a batting standpoint, with a little bit of rain around, the outfield likely to slow down just a touch, so maybe the value for shots might lessen somewhat, at least until the ground soaks up the rain. So it really depends on how long a rain delay we have here. Again, it looks like the heavy cloud that's bringing the rain is about halfway across the ground already. Behind it, some lighter ground.
Rick Skilling said 7 minutes.
So
Rick Skilling, our very own Rick Skilling. I can't even say it right.
And a word of appreciation for the groundsman. That
And
tarp is
he
heavy.
says
Yes.
7 minutes. And I appreciate the United 11 out there making sure that the tarp gets out. And why not? They want to preserve this match and make sure this continues
Absolutely.
on as quickly as possible.
The two main grounds crew are sort of sitting under the tent. I'm not sure what's happening there.
Yeah, I've got Zaheen to the right of me and Raheem to the left. They were quick on the draw with the prediction, but gents,
Well, that brings
anytime
in
you guys want to head out there, we'll give you a round of applause. I tell you that.
well, that brings into question the prediction factor. Are grounds crew members able to make predictions? Could that be a violation in the same manner as Mark Waugh and Shane Warne
Oh, man,
giving information to a stranger about the ground conditions? That
Hey,
may have inside ability into predictions,
that's,
so they may be exempt from winning.
you
So
can participate, but you may just not win anything.
well, exactly. So maybe Mitch Johnson's the one in the front row right now as far as predictions with 135. Is that right?
He's got 133 is what he's
133.
going with. Then we've got Fahad Muhammad who says 90.
90.
90.
Ooh.
And then Qasim Mehdi says 110.
110. So we've got a few people shortchanging the Butler brothers. So we're going to take a brief break while we just wait for things to get underway. So we're going to throw to our rain delay theatre right now for another episode of MASH.
MASH will be good. We'll see. We'll be back in a second.
A little. I won't be lying to you. It really is a little bit scary.
Do you feel that you're gonna absolutely drop the platform?
I do sometimes feel that way, but
That's so cool. I wanna actually rate out from there.
yeah.
I can like see that's all like
Collect them all in a glass. Let's see how much water you can collect in a glass. Yeah, you can drink. Yeah.
I wanna try but
You know how the forest water is? It's all rainwater. People drink it all the time. That's fresh water. That's very clean. Yeah.
you're gonna come down.
When it stops raining. Sukita, put it up! I don't know what he's waiting for. Assalamualaikum. क्या हाल है भाईजान? Thank you, thank you. बस मैं ऐसे ही काम करता हूँ. Sukita, forget about it! Forget about it, yeah, forget about it! Yeah. Umed. We need that camera covered! Can you check the radar? तारिक भाई radar check करने कितनी देर है? रेडार चेक करने कितनी देर रेन है? Rain, how long is it gonna go on? This rain, how long is it gonna go on? Yeah. Can you check it on the app? On an app. कितनी देर है रेन और कितनी देर है ऐप पे चेक कर ले okay because I don't want to take it out if it's gonna be like 5 minutes Sajid वही अभी 5 मिनट की और होनी है सोचे काफ़ी देर है ऐसा में किसी को हेल्प करनी पड़ेगी मुझे वो वहाँ से जो ना मुझे कैमरा पूरा नीचे निकालना पड़ेगा तो मैं इसको देखता बचाएगा जी ये